Legit. Yeah. This should be louder. My name is Hene Salas Louvrier. I go to school at CCC, Coconino Community College in here in Flagstaff. And I am 18 years old. Just kidding. I never really listened to much music as a kid, but in terms of music, I started really listening to music when I played video games as a kid. And I used to love all the video game tracks. There was this Guitar Hero trend my friends were doing. And like that game really brought it up my musical expansion. Soon when I came into realization that I really liked metal music essentially the most. And I really liked the hard shredding stuff on guitar.
My name is Hene, not Hene. I am 17. I go to Flagstaff High School. Started playing guitar like around 12, I would say. Watch. Is it open? Started getting serious in music probably like about 13, 14. Got a little lick right there, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Right here?
I started heavily practicing and just really trying to focus on their style and really try to make sure my techniques were up to par. I really wanted to try to emulate greats like Sean Lane, Paul Gilbert, Paul Ordingham, a lot of these fast shredders, Guthrie Govan, Steve Vai, Joe Satriani.
Bands like Trivium or Lamb of God, and some old school blues guitarists like Stevie Ray Vaughan, unsigned bands like In Vengeance, some other bands, Ethnic Degeneration, punk bands like the Blissons. These guys are all from like regions where we're from, Flagstaff area.
Oh!
My mood's great or not, a riff or something can come out of that mood, you know? Because I think the way writing and creating music should be is just like venting it through, you know? Not to have it like strictly like I'm gonna write today. It just comes out, you know?
I have this idea in my head. It's called music breeding. And so, and the basic definition of music breeding is that I'm listening to two songs, and then these two songs in a way just have sex in my mind. And then they make this hybrid child of like those two songs that combined. And that's usually the kind of song I write. I also believe that if people are listening to their favorite genre of music they're listening to the time, that's what they're gonna have ideas for in terms of composition. So it's just really fun. And the best part is when you get to explore two genres and have those clash in some unique way.
Some pentatonics.
It's so simple, you know what I mean? Yeah, let me try again. This project came about by Keanu.
He had another friend that played guitar. His name was Danae. And then he showed me some of his work. And I was really excited to meet this guy because he just wrote some of the crunchiest riffs I have heard.
Like we just kind of hit off of each other, like sharing the ideas of like, hey, I like this band, I like this music, you know?
That distinct connection, like I record a riff, you record a riff, and then we both work together a little bit that way.
Yeah, we just hit it off just like that, and then we're like, hey, you know, why not create something together? Have some fun, create some good metal.
And I was more willingly excited to say yes. I've always wanted to work with Danae as soon as I've heard of his work. And so thus we started this project, and I think it's going to be a really great project.
It sounds great. I mean, shoot, we was only just 3 guys. We didn't even know if this was gonna work, you know? We just followed through and it's already got the song done.
We had some great times working, really. I really admire the fact that he has a really good ears.
Order that. Or drum.
Yeah, that might sound better. Let's see. And he can literally capture anything that's wrong with the song. So like, I was recording a part, I'm like, this is okay, and Danae was like, it's a bit off. And he really just steered me to look at things twice.
Yeah, he just knows his stuff. I mean, it's so easy to work with him. I have no problems, you know? That's the whole point.
It wasn't for Danae, our song would not have been so perfect. He's got really tight rhythm, and he managed to record all his parts in very little takes, which was really surprising. That's a big reason why I like working with him.
He makes good stuff. His solos are freaking incredible. The quote of the project is technology, man.
So you don't necessarily have to have a band to actually record a band recording. You don't need to go out to go look for a bass player anymore. You don't need to go out to look for a drummer anymore. It is always nice to have for life purposes. I'm not saying that we shouldn't look for those kind of people, because they will help more than the virtual instruments do. It'll sound less robotic. Like, the less members there are, the more robotic it sounds. But the more members there are, the less robotic it sounds.
With not having access to like the interface or whatever you would call it to put the vocals in the recording. We have a mic and all that, but we just don't have the access to all the technology to make it work.
And so for the solo, I really had to make sure everything was tight. So what I did was I slowed down the track, I recorded the solo at half speed and sped it back up. And now most people think that's a cheating thing to do on the studio, but I don't think it's cheating. I just think it's an efficient way to do things, given that you yourself can actually play that solo. I always like to make sure that I can play something very well before I can actually record it.
Hane threw together all the drum ideas and all of that, mashed it, you know. We helped him structure a little, but he was kind of the main point of making it solid, you know.
And then me and Danae just literally did all the guitar work. We just did that stitching process, got 2 guitars on left, 2 guitars right, 1 in the center, and then we had a loud guitar turned up for the solo pretty much.
Yeah, freaking technology, man.
But you always gotta try to at least fit that 1 hour in there to practice. And like, just go beyond that practicing. As you discover more and more stuff with music, go beyond that. Like, if you're listening to metal, deeply look into metal. Whatever your inspiration is, mainly is what you're gonna become in music. Like, you are what you listen to, I wanna say. Music is knowledge that never ends. You can always keep learning about it, and the more you know about it, the better you're gonna be satisfied as a musician.
For future musicians who want to create, I would say best advice is practice your craft and have a thought in your head. Like, no matter what, I don't think anyone's great, you know. I think if you have vision, you're good to go. Still have that ability to master your ideas, you know. Don't be sloppy. Be good. I think no matter what you go through or what you are going through, it's going to motivate your mood to create better ideas and better riffs and better solos and lyrics.